Hey, hey, dude. No bullshit, bro. Donovan Mitchell selling me too, bro. I don't know how he went the whole entire quarter without having a point. He did that against us too, though. Well, pretty much. He didn't go without the whole quarter without scoring a point, but he went most of that game without scoring a point. I'm not gonna lie though, bro. Portland do have a bunch of good defenders. They do got some good defensive players. Like Tumani Kamara is a fantastic defender. But let me do this intro right quick. So the Lakers lose tonight's game with a final score of 100 to 112 against the New York Knicks with the absolute poor second half performance from the Los Angeles Lakers. They were leading this game at halftime. They came out of the game in the first quarter with a bunch of energy. DeAndre Ayton was involved. Luka Doncic was lighting it up. LeBron James was playing well as well. Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavie were very, very good defensively tonight. But Jake LaRavie was very bad offensively in tonight's game. And we're going to hop into today's game on how the Lakers lost this game, what needs to happen moving forward, an injury update on Austin Reeves as well, and the latest things on the Lakers trade rumors heading into the February 5th NBA trade deadline next Thursday. So before we hop into today's live stream, guys, if you guys are new to the stream, y'all be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if y'all are new. I appreciate everybody for watching today's live stream, and let's go ahead and hop into it. So let's go ahead and hop into the stat sheet right quick of tonight's game of the Lakers versus the Knicks. We had a final score, like I said earlier, of 112 Knicks, 100 Lakers. The Lakers had an absolute poor second half performance. And I just think it was mainly due to just bad shooting for the most part. I feel like the New York Knicks just made a couple more timely shots over the Lakers. You know, you had Josh Hart shooting 3 or 4 from 3. I believe he shot 3 or 4. Yeah, and the only 3 he missed was like a desperation heave at the end of the shot clock. In the fourth quarter, they had to get the shot off, and that's the reason why he missed that. But OG Anunoby was 4 of 8 from 3. Josh Hart was 3 or 4 from 3. Brunson was 2 for 6. Mikal Bridges was 0 for 6, which is kind of surprising. He had a very bad shooting night. But overall, Landry Shamet off the bench for the New York Knicks, 6 of 10 from the three-point line. That was absolutely brutal. And a couple of those shots he was making were contested, and they were tough shots. So, you know, you had guys like Rui Hachimura from the Lakers. You know, he had a very good shooting performance in the first half, but in the second half, he just disappeared when it comes to shooting open shots. DeAndre Ayton was good tonight, in my opinion, especially in the first half. He kind of disappeared a little bit in the second half, but they did a very good job in the first half. The Lakers did a very good job in the first half of keeping DeAndre Ayton involved in the offense and getting him the ball in good situations. And he was capitalizing. He was rebounding the ball. He was playing good defense. So was Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes had some pretty good defensive stints in the first half as well. But the New York Knicks are a very good team. They are a very good team, and if you are not on your P's and Q's the entire game, you will lose to these guys, especially now. I think they're on a 5-game win streak. The Lakers were in position to win this game, and they just didn't capitalize in key moments. And one of those key moments were at the end of the third quarter, once LeBron went to the bench and Luka took over the offense. I mean, Luka's always taking over the offense. He's the number one option. He's the best player in the league, in my opinion. But at the same time, he just, at the end of the third quarter, once LeBron went to the bench, he had a couple plays where it's just like ill-advised shots. He had a couple bad turnovers. And I feel like at times, my biggest pet peeve with Luka Doncic is he is a phenomenal player. In my opinion, Luka is the best player in the league. I think the impact he has on the offensive side of the ball when it comes to scoring the ball and getting everybody involved. And then on top of that, like nights like tonight, he had a game where he had 15 rebounds. Like just the overall impact on the game from Luka is just tremendous. And I think that it's out of him or Jokic, but this season, you know, Jokic just missed too many games. But my point is about the stand of the game that kind of changed the momentum of the game. The Lakers were up by 3 or 4 points. And there was a fast break where there was a 3-on-1 or 3-on-2. And Luka kind of dribbled all the way down the court, and he tried to pass the ball at the last second, and he threw the ball away. And it just seemed like from there, the Knicks just had momentum going all the way up until the fourth quarter, and then they kept it all the way up until the end of the game. So I felt like that was a kind of a situation where the momentum could have completely swung in the Lakers' direction. They were up by 3 or 4 points. If you go down and you make a shot, make a layup, make an and one, or, you know, you get an open 3 and maybe knock it down, because that was a situation where you could have knocked down a timely shot to keep momentum on your side. But Luka threw the ball away. And I think the possession before that, he took a very, very bad 3 and he missed it. So, you know, these are some of the things you have to live with Luka, because he is such a great player. And it just really hurts the team at times when he makes those mistakes. But at the same time, he pulls those type of things off at times. And that's the reason why he is the player he is. So like JJ said a couple post game press conferences ago after the game. I think it's the game against our last win before the Wizards. I can't remember who we beat before that, but that game, he said, that's what kind of make Luka who he is. It just is. I feel like at times he can make the more simple pass quicker. Like if it's like a swing three, like if the ball is rotating around the perimeter and Luka catches the ball, sometimes I feel like he holds it too long instead of just swinging it real quick. Or when a guy is cutting to the rim, I feel like Luka has to feel like he has to do a no-look pass instead of doing a simple quick pass to an open guy that's going to get a very good shot, but wide open. Instead, he feels like he has to hold the ball sometimes and do these insane passes. I just feel like he tries to do too much at times, and it kind of hurts him. I'm not criticizing Luka, and Luka Doncic is not the reason why the Lakers lost this game. I'm just kind of just talking about like what I think would take him to another level and just make him the undisputed best player in the league if he just makes the more simple plays sometimes. But tonight's game, I just felt like the Knicks made a couple more shots than the Lakers did when it comes to open shots and knocking down some open threes. Jake LaRavia was tremendous. He was atrocious tonight on the offensive side of the ball. He missed so many open threes. LeBron did too. LeBron shot 2 of 6 from 3. He missed a lot of open threes as well, and free throws. He's been shooting free throws very, very well as of late. But I feel like these 4 free throws could have really kept 2 of them didn't. But I feel like some of the early free throws he missed really messed up the momentum of the Lakers and them staying ahead by double digits or staying up by 9 and 10, 11 points. He missed some of those free throws, and I feel like it kind of hurt the rhythm and the momentum of the game when you miss some free throws and then New York goes down on the other side and they score. So overall tonight, I thought LeBron was pretty good. He messed up a couple times on some defensive rotations tonight. DeAndre Ayton was phenomenal in the first half, but they stopped getting him the ball in the second half and he just went downhill. But we all know how that works. If he's not involved all game, his motor will just drop tremendously. And that's the biggest problem with Ayton. He has productive games like last game against the Wizards. He was even productive in the first half. But he just has these games where if they don't keep him involved, he just disappears. So Marcus Smart was phenomenal tonight on the defensive side of the ball, but offensively he struggled tonight. Rui Hachimura, same thing. Nobody really showed up on both sides of the ball in this game, and that was the difference in the game. And I feel like the shot making, the Lakers shot 12 of 42, 29% from 3, and the Knicks shot 18 of 42. So the Knicks made 6 more threes than the Lakers, and that pretty much was the difference in the game. The shot making, the timely shot making was the difference in tonight's game. The Lakers got so many wide open threes and they missed them. Marcus Smart missing. LeBron James was missing. Rui Hachimura, a 41% three-point shooter, one of the best shooters in the league. He was missing so many open threes. So I feel like that was the biggest difference in tonight's game, and that's the reason why they lost the game. Not the best player in the league. I think he is. I think this season, I think Luke is the best player in the league this season. That's just my opinion, though. I think he is the best player in the league. Shit was ugly, bro. We got to do something. Yeah, I think. Well, you know what, Marcus, bro? I'll say this. I think that obviously the Lakers do need to make moves at the deadline, and we're gonna talk about like some of the latest trade rumors that was coming out today about the Lakers. We're gonna talk about that here in a second. But in tonight's game, like tonight was one of those games. It was extremely frustrating because the Lakers were generating so many open looks. We were generating so many open looks. Luka and LeBron were getting guys open so much. Even Marcus Smart hit guys open on time on target. And the ball movement on the offensive side of the ball was good tonight. Guys just missed shots, bro. We made 12 threes. We made 12 threes, right? We made 12 of 42. We should have at least made 15, 16 threes. If you make a couple more shots in this game, you win. I really think it's that simple. If you make a couple more shots in this game, and like I said, they had a couple bad turnovers. In the third quarter, they had a couple bad turnovers. But the Knicks just came out extremely hot in the second half, and they outshot you in the second half, and that was the difference in the game. I feel like they made the shots that they had to keep their momentum and to keep those timely shots that help you win a game. Like, you can be missing most of the game, but when you make those timely shots to make you go up by 7 when you're struggling and the other team is coming back, those are the timely shots that the Lakers were not making in today's game. When the Knicks would make a run, the Lakers would get wide open threes, they would miss. Or they would go down and score on the offensive side of the ball, and they would score again 2 times in a row after getting 2 stops. And in that third time they're supposed to make a shot, they kind of just make the other team call the timeout. They missed. So I felt like that was the difference in tonight's game. And you're talking about from good three-point shooters. LeBron was missing open threes. Jake LaRavia was missing wide open threes. Rui Hachimura. These are three of your best shooters. If those guys aren't making shots, you're gonna be in trouble. And that was the difference in tonight's game. Like, that's what I felt like the difference was in tonight's game. They made timely shots and we didn't. Yeah, Jake is inconsistent on offense. And Shaman was hitting everything. Yep, he sure was. He surely was. But Jake was extremely consistent offensively at the beginning of the season. The first like 10, 15 games of the season, Jake was playing phenomenal, bro, offensively. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he was out there dropping 20 a game, but he had a couple 20-plus point games. He had a couple games where he scored over double digits multiple times in a row. And I don't know, he just right now he just like he just lost his rhythm offensively when it comes to scoring the ball or just shooting the ball, really, because he gets so many open shots, bro, and he misses, and it's frustrating. I don't know what his shooting. Let me see what he's shooting now from the three-point line. I know his percentages had to have dropped from where they were at the beginning of the season and what they have been over his career. Because when we signed him, yeah, he's at 33% from three this year, bro. And I know that's dropped tremendously over the last couple games. Over like the last like month. He's a 36% career three-point shooter. Last year he shot 42%. He shot 39% with the Kings, and then he shot 44% with the Grizzlies. So, you know, he is shooting a career high attempt-wise. Well, not a career high, but he is shooting about three a game. So maybe that's the difference. But overall, I just feel like, yeah, man, he just got to be more consistent when it comes to shooting the ball. If not, but like I said, guys, like, I don't think Jake or Rui is this team's starting wing that they need. I don't think that neither one of those guys is the starting caliber wing that you need. I think they're both good depth pieces. Like, if you had Jake LaRavia coming off the bench and some nights he was good and some nights he wasn't, he probably wouldn't play that much. But he's averaging 9 points a game this season, 75% from the free throw line. But the three-point percentage is the worst thing, because this has to at least, with all of the open looks he gets, bro, this needs to be at least about 37%. 36 at the least. 33% is not good enough, bro, for the open looks that you get. So that's the difference to me. We got to do a trade. Yeah, and I think we will. So yeah, if y'all have any questions about the game from tonight, you know, we can talk about them. But I want to talk about some of these trade rumors from earlier today and from yesterday that I didn't talk about in a video. I was going to make a video tomorrow, but I wanted to talk to you guys about some of these trade rumors. Now, this makes me happy. And it makes me excited, because if the Lakers are actually, it says from Evan Sidery, who has had some pretty good moments the last year, but then he's had some bad moments as well. So I don't know. We'll see. But these first two trade reports from, I've heard some people say Rob Murrows is a credible source, and I've heard some people say he's not. So I went back and looked at some of his history from the last couple of days, and he has been right about a couple of things about around the NBA. So he has a tidbit on Andrew Wiggins and the Lakers in conversations, or the Miami Heat, the Lakers and the Miami Heat in conversations about Andrew Wiggins. But Evan Sidery, this report right here, it says the Knicks, Lakers, and Suns are among the teams to recently inquire with the Pelicans on Saddiq Bey. Over the past month, Bey has averaged 21.6 rebounds and 2.6 assists while shooting 44.4% on threes. Bey is generating strong trade interest during this hot stretch. Even without the hot stretch, he needs to be generating trade interest. He's been playing good all season. Saddiq Bey is a phenomenal player, man. Well, phenomenal role player, averaging about 16 a game, 6 rebounds. And he is shooting about 35% from three this season. But the way he's been shooting over the last month, we know what he's capable of. He's way more capable of shooting just that measly 34% from three that he's shooting right now. So if Rob Pelinka doesn't make any trades in the next couple of days, we are cooked. Oh, yeah, for sure. I think the Lakers will still make the playoffs, because we are still missing Austin Reeves, y'all. Like, we have to remember, like, how much of an impact player Austin Reeves can be. Like, tonight's game, Austin could have been very impactful because of his ability to get to the rim. Like, you seen how easy it was at times for Luka to get to the rim. And LeBron doesn't get to the rim the way he used to. Obviously, his quickness is not there like it once was, right? So the ability to get to the rim and get downhill and create even more shots when Austin Reeves does come back, I think is going to be monumental to this team, especially if they make some moves. But Austin Reeves is probably the best driver to the rim on our team. And we've been missing him the last 19, 20 games. So for the Lakers to be in the position they're in, I know it's frustrating. Losing games like this is frustrating because like I said earlier in the stream, you lost this game, in my opinion, because the Knicks just made more timely shots than you did. And it's really that simple. Landry Shamet was making everything, especially in the second half. OG Anunoby couldn't miss tonight. Even Josh Hart, but which Josh Hart is shooting very, very well from 3-point percentage this season. He's shooting very well from the 3-point line. So, overall this season, he's playing well. Josh Hart is, and he's shooting the ball well. Oh wait, Peyton Watson dunked on Chet Holmgren. Let me see this. I mean, he just put him in the rim. Chet's so soft to me, bro. But yeah, I completely agree, bro. If Rob Pelinka in this front office does not do anything, they're literally just punting this season. And then I feel like if they don't do anything, I just highly doubt LeBron to come back. Unless they just have this magical season or magical rest of the season and they're getting to the postseason and they're knocking down those timely shots and LeBron, Luke, and Austin are just playing amazing basketball and they're getting timely stops, they can make a deep playoff run. But I just don't see that happening. The depth players are just too inconsistent. Like Jake LaRavia. Jake LaRavia is too inconsistent. Rui Hachimura, he'll have a game where he shoots 4 or 5 from 3, and then the next game he'll go 0 for 7. Like, that's just too up and down. Like, you have to have some type of like middle ground that you can just kind of play at as a role player. And if you're not knocking down shots offensively, you got to be able to do some things defensively, which Jake LaRavia does do. But bro, you got to be able to knock down more threes than 1 out of 6. Like, you at least got to give me 2 out of 6 or 3 out of 6 or 3 out of 7. Like, you got to give me somewhere in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's no reason for you not to be doing that when you're shooting all of these open shots. So this is the trade tidbit on Sadiq Bey from Evan Sidery. This came out earlier today. I'm going to make a video about this tomorrow. I'm going to make a video about a couple guys since the Lakers lost out on DeAndre Hunter and Keon Ellis. I'm going to talk about which direction the Lakers should pivot in, because tomorrow is Monday, check. Tomorrow is Monday, and we only have, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we got 4 days. We have 4 days until the NBA trade deadline. Now, I do expect for more things to happen this week. I wouldn't be surprised if a trade happens sometime tonight. Hopefully it happens while we're still while I'm live and stuff like that. It might not necessarily be the Lakers, but there was a move earlier today for the Portland Trail Blazers and Atlanta Hawks. Like, I don't understand why Rob Pelinka wasn't on the V. Krejci trade. Like, I like V. Krejci. He's a 6'7" sniper. He might be taller than that. Let me see. I think V. Krejci might be taller than I think he might be taller than 6'7". Let's see. He's 6'8". He's 6'8", bro. 25. And he doesn't average like insane numbers by any means or by any stretch. He doesn't average like these insane amount of numbers, but the 3-point shooting is what you need. Look at this. Like, 42% this year, 44 last year, in 57 games. The year before that, 41%, only 22 games, but he really wasn't in the rotation the last couple of years. 2023 and 24 season, but the last couple of years he's been in the rotation and he's been shooting lights out from the 3-point line. So guys like him, bro, and they get him for 2 second-round picks. Like, the Lakers, maybe because the Lakers didn't have 2 second-round picks, maybe that's why they couldn't get him. But those are the type of moves that I feel like the Lakers could make, those kind of like underrated kind of moves to like really put themselves over the top when it comes to just building good depth around your stars. Just getting we get Herb and Bay, we will make us contenders overnight. Oh my God. If they can figure out a way to do that, I mean, like, that's the ideal trade deadline. That's what really makes your team one of the top teams in the West. And that's what's going to really propel you to be like very, very hard to beat in the 7-game series with the star power that this team has, especially when Reeves come back. You can have a starting lineup of LeBron, Reeves, Herb Jones, Luka Doncic, and DeAndre Ayton. that's a phenomenal starting five. That's what we were saying before the season started. You need that defensive minded wing that can go out there and guard the other team's best player and just give you that defensive energy and do all the small things. And Herb is a pretty underrated playmaker as well, bro. He can dribble the ball pretty well to be his size and just to be known as a defensive player. He got pretty good handle. He initiates the offense at times for the Pelicans. He brings the ball up. He initiates the offense. He can get to the rim. And he can finish. He can finish too. It's not like he's just like some type of cone that has to stay in the corner and shoot threes, kind of like Vanderbilt. Like, that's really what you want Vanderbilt doing. You really want Vanderbilt standing in the corner and shooting open threes if he's open, right? But no, that's not just what Herb Jones can do. I'm not saying that you want Herb Jones taking 10, 12, 15 shots every game. But if he is more than capable of, if a guy is closing out hard on him, pump fake and go by him and try to go to the rim and finish, he'll dunk on you. So I like Herb Jones a lot. And I don't see the Pelicans. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna be looking at my phone a ton. But yeah, like I said, but Herb Jones can definitely get to the rim, and it's not like he's just some cone that has to sit in the corner. We'll see if we get Herb and Bay. So since we're not getting DeAndre Hunter and Keon Ellis anymore, chat, who are some of the guys that y'all really want to get before the NBA trade deadline? Because it's 4 days left, man, and it's only been 3 trades so far in the NBA, which is crazy to me. Now, obviously, it's because probably with all of the Giannis news and stuff like that, and teams are trying to see exactly what's going on with him and if he's going to get traded or, I think he might get traded before the deadline, though. I think it might be a move to come out of nowhere, like some random time, and Giannis might end up getting traded. If he does get traded, I just hope he doesn't get traded out west. But if he does get traded, it needs to be to a specific team. Like, he can't get traded to a team that's out of the playoffs right now because he's still out for a while with that calf injury. So we got to remember that as well. But still, though, like, if he goes to the Warriors, bro, like, that's going to be crazy. Now, the Warriors might fall beneath a lot because whatever they have to give up for him, they're not going to have Giannis and whatever they have to give up for him for the next couple of weeks. Even though the AllStar break is coming up. But that, that'll help Giannis, like, that'll take some time off and help him heal up while the actual games are not being played and things of that nature. But, once he does come back, I don't know, man. We'll see. Depending on what team he goes to. But one of the things I am worried about for Giannis, he's been getting a lot of soft tissue injuries the last couple years. A lot of them. Like non-contact soft tissue injuries. Like nobody touches him. He's running, he just pulls up. Or he's running, he just stopped running and he go to the ground. Like, that's the scariest injuries you can have. Oh, even if somehow they trade with the Steelers, I said the Steelers, with the Sixers, and they can get guys like Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes, that's great too. Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes are very good players. Both of those guys. Kelly Oubre, he's had a resurgence kind of year this year. He's playing very good basketball for the Sixers. So the Sixers, in my opinion, they have a chance to come out of the East. If they're healthy and they're playing well, and Embiid is playing the way he's playing right now, and those role players, like I said, like I always say, hitting those timely shots and getting those timely stops, they have good role players as well. Now, obviously, Paul George, and see, that's the reason why I think that you might be able to execute some type of trade with the Sixers, because Paul George is going to miss the next 25 games. And I was reading the article earlier, and they were saying something about the Sixers might have to get under the luxury tax while Paul George is out. And they're in a weird cap situation as well, similar to the Cavaliers. And they already gave Quentin Grimes just a 1-year deal this season. So if you don't trade him at the deadline, you're probably just going to lose him for nothing, which is very, 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 very bad asset management. You might lose him for nothing in the offseason if you don't trade him at the deadline. He come off the bench for their team. They have Jared McCain. They have VJ Edgecombe. They have Tyrese Maxey. So it's not like they don't have good guard play either. So if they trade Quentin Grimes for something that they need a little bit more on their team, I wouldn't see why that would be a problem for them. Oubre a bucket and he hustles and he play defense. That's what I'm saying, bro. So if you can find out a way to get Quentin Grimes and Kelly Oubre, that would be phenomenal for us. That would be very good for us. Oh, I didn't play that. But yeah. That would be very good for us. Now, Chad, let's look at the standings right quick, because the Lakers are right now currently they are in the play-in. We are a play-in team right now. Now, it's nothing to over exaggerate about, because literally, the Lakers are the 7th seed, but the 5th seed is ahead of us by 1 game. So it's really nothing to, and the reason why the Timberwolves are really ahead of us right now is because they play more games than us. We have the same amount of losses. It's 3 teams tied with 19 losses. Now the Suns are losing right now by double digits in the 4th quarter to the Clippers. So if they lose that game, we'll be back in the 6th seed. And then we play against the Nets on Tuesday. So, and that's the last game on the road trip. And Austin Reeves is supposed to come back too as well on Tuesday too. So, but if the Suns lose this game, the Lakers will be back in the 7th. Back in the 6th seed. They'll be back in the playoffs. I'm not really over exaggerating about the seeding right now, though. The Lakers just got to figure out a way to start playing some solid basketball and winning some games and putting a stretch together with some wins. But teams like the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're on a 4-game win streak. The Rockets are on a 2-game win streak. They almost lost to the Mavericks last night. So we just got to get some wins strung together. And hopefully we can put together a little win streak before this All-Star break. And we can be like the 5th, maybe even possibly the 4th seed before the All-Star break. But another thing, chat, is the Lakers play a game on the day of the trade deadline. I always hate when that happens to us, because if the Lakers make a trade on the day of the trade deadline, that's going to be a lot of missing players most likely for our team, or somebody is going to be missing probably from our rotation or something like that. And I think we play against, let's look at our schedule right quick. I think we play against the Sixers on the 5th. I think we play against the Sixers coming up. We play against the Sixers after the Brooklyn Nets, I think. Pretty sure we do. Yeah. So we play against a very good Philadelphia Sixers team on Thursday, the day of the trade deadline. So we play real late, but that's still the day of the trade deadline. We play against the Sixers. A ton of more ball to be played. Chicago is a gold mine for some very good players we can use, bro, for sure. Trade the 2031 for 2 or 3 multiple lesser picks and trade with the Pelicans or maybe Brooklyn. That's the only chance we have. You can make a trade with the Sixers, bro, like Marcus was saying. Or was that you that brought up the Quentin Grimes trade? It's a couple teams that you can make some pretty good trades for. Trade Bron, that's the start, brother. Don't come here with that Bron hate, bro. Bron has a trade clause. He has a no trade clause. He's not getting traded unless he wants to get traded. And no team is gonna trade for LeBron this trade deadline, because nobody wants to trade for the 41-year-old guy that's on the max contract. You're gonna have to give up a whole lot of assets to get LeBron to match up to his $51 million salary. And nobody's really going to want to do that when he's going to be possibly a free agent this offseason and possibly pay him less money and not lose any assets. Nobody's going to want to do that. So LeBron is not going nowhere. I just highly doubt he's going anywhere but before this trade deadline. I just highly doubt that. The question is summer. He might leave this summer, but right now LeBron is not going nowhere. So the question is, what other moves can the Lakers make? Because obviously DeAndre Hunter is off the books and Keon Ellis is off the books as well. I'm glad they didn't do the DeAndre Hunter trade for Rui Hachimura. Now, if you could have figured out a way to get DeAndre Hunter without giving up Rui, I would have been fine with it. But I'm glad they didn't give up Rui for DeAndre Hunter. It's just too close of a who's actually better? Which player is actually better in that situation? It's too close and it's too much of an argument for you to make a trade like that and it's not like a clear upgrade. That doesn't make sense. Well, the Lakers won't win then. If you really seriously sit up here and think I'm gonna listen to you say the Lakers aren't gonna win because of LeBron, I'm not listening to you, bro. You sound stupid. That is not the reason why the Lakers won't win this season. If the Lakers don't win, it's because they don't have enough depth or they don't have enough two-way talent or two-way players. That's the only reason why they're gonna lose this season. Well, I ain't gonna say that's the only reason, but that's the main reason why. That's the main reason why they're in the position they're in now. They're a playoff team. They 10 games over 500, and Austin, Luka, and LeBron have only played 7 games together. And in those 7 games, LeBron had just came back and things of that nature. So they haven't really been healthy together all season actually playing. So you still 10 games over 500 while missing your star players most of the season, right? And then on top of that, they don't have a very deep team. You know what I'm saying? They have a top-heavy team. Let's just be real about it. So that's the question. How can you create an avenue to get a deeper team or some more reliable players that you can go deeper into your lineup, or you can have another reliable starter or something along those lines? That's what they need. Yeah, he a hater, bro. I know him, Marcus. He's a hater, bro. He don't like LeBron. He was upset today when LeBron got to the became an All-Star. And how y'all feel about that, chat? Y'all talk about that as well. What's y'all opinions on LeBron making an All-Star team? I think it's great. I think it's good for the league. I think LeBron does deserve to be an All-Star. I don't think he's gonna play though. I don't think he's gonna play in the All-Star game. So I think he'll be a part of the roster, but they'll still allow another player to play, like Kawhi or Dylan Brooks or something like that. I don't think LeBron is gonna play. I just think he did get selected as an All-Star, which he does deserve, in my opinion. I think he does deserve to be an All-Star this season, especially with the way he's played over the last month. Now, if he played like he was at the beginning of the season when he first came back, then you can question that. But the way he's played over the last month, I think he definitely deserves to be an All-Star, for sure. You can cry about it all you want to. I got some coping pills for you if you need them. Go cry in the corner. Bron just who better than the rest of the Lakers? The only player that played better than Bron is Luka, and that's offense? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, LeBron is definitely not the problem on this team. Anybody saying that LeBron is the problem on this current Lakers team, bro, you just hating, bro. It's just really that simple. Now, does Bron have bad games, and does Bron have bad stretches, and does Bron look old at times? 100%. Like in that Cavaliers game, Bron looked old. I don't know if the emotions got to him at the beginning of the game, but he played bad in that game. But if you look at the whole entire stretch over this last like month, almost month and a half, LeBron has been phenomenal, especially since he's turned 41. He's looked great. So, yeah, LeBron definitely deserved to be an All-Star. And you can cry all you want to, because if you think that players like Kawhi should have made it over LeBron, then you can argue that Şengün should have made it over Chet Holmgren. But what is the reason why Chet Holmgren made it over Şengün? But you crying about other players not making it over LeBron. Chet Holmgren has not had a better season than Alperen Şengün. He hasn't. Şengün has been the number one option for that team at times. And yeah, I mean, obviously they have a worse record, but the Clippers have a worse record than the Lakers. So you can argue either way. You can argue about a lot of things, but I think LeBron definitely deserves to be an All-Star. If you disagree, that's fine, but he is an All-Star. He should at least a reserve. Who you talking about, LeBron or Kawhi? Y'all like the stream though? It pushes it out to more people. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, y'all definitely drop a like on the stream, y'all. As y'all come in, man, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me, bro. Let me see how many likes we at. Y'all hit the like button as y'all come in, guys, so it'll push the stream out to more people. And all the new subscribers, all the new viewers, man, y'all hit that subscribe button, guys. We gonna be extremely busy over this next week because the trade deadline is approaching. A lot of news coming out. You know, I got you guys covered every single day with a video or a live stream after the games. So yeah, y'all definitely hit that like button, y'all. We only at 4 likes right now. On the stream, bro. Y'all gotta get the likes up. Y'all get those likes up for me right quick. But yeah, back to what we were talking about before the LeBron All-Star stuff. So in my opinion, you know, we can talk about it more if y'all want to, but I do think LeBron deserved to be an All-Star. But like I said, I don't think that LeBron is going to actually play in the All-Star game. I just think it's one of those things, kind of like last year with Jimmy Butler, or whenever one of those last seasons with Jimmy Butler. You know, he was selected to be an All-Star, but he doesn't actually play in the game. And I think that's good for LeBron. I don't think that LeBron should play in the All-Star game. I think if he does play, cool, but I just don't think he will. I think he's going to take that time to rest his body, heal up a little bit more, and give his body a little bit of rest, be more rejuvenated for the second half of the season. And hopefully the Lakers make some moves. I think that'll rejuvenate some of the players on the team as well. I think, you know, trading for players really does help sometimes, because it gives you that new rejuvenation of a team that's like, okay, it gives you a little bit more confidence, especially considering, you know, what players they may trade for. But we definitely need to trade. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the comments, y'all. Y'all let me know. What player do y'all want to trade for the most right now? Y'all let me know what player y'all want to trade for the most. I'm going to make a video tomorrow going more in depth on who I want the Lakers to trade for and the avenue I want them to pivot to, since the DeAndre Hunter trade or the Keon Ellis trade didn't go down for the Lakers. And like I said earlier, I'm glad that we did not get DeAndre Hunter, especially trading for DeAndre Hunter when and giving up Rui. I think that would have been completely dumb. My phone was going off for a second. I'm just checking. Oh, I didn't play this. I didn't play this. I don't think I did. But yeah. But y'all let me know. I'm gonna make a video about it tomorrow, and I'm going to explain like kind of like the avenue that I want the Lakers to go as a pivot move since they did not get DeAndre Hunter. Yo, Johnny, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream. Nobody would trade with Los Angeles anymore. Why you say that? I disagree. Oh, you from Texas? Are you a Mavericks fan? You probably gonna definitely say that if you're a Mavericks fan. Who all do we give? You think if we trying to get anyone? Hopefully we can give up our expiring contracts. That's what I'm hoping. Hopefully Gabe Vincent, Maxi Kleber, and maybe even Dalton Connect. Hopefully all three of those guys are gone. If you can somehow turn those three players into rotational players, that'll be phenomenal. And the reason why I say that, everybody looking at me like, bro, who wants Gabe Vincent? Who wants Dalton Connect? Nobody's actually gonna want them for the actual player that they are. Teams are gonna want those players because of the contracts they're on. They're on expiring contracts. With the new CBA and with the way that the salary cap is and things of that nature, teams want to get their books cleared as soon as possible. And they want the most financial flexibility that they can have. And if you have expiring contracts and these guys are going off your books this offseason, that gives you that flexibility. And that's the reason why the Lakers have valuable assets when it comes to, expiring contracts. They have multiple. And then on top of it, they have Dalton Connect as well. I don't know how much trade value he has, but some teams might want to take like a buy low kind of, they might want to do like a buy low kind of deal for Dalton Connect to see if Dalton can work out for their team. Because Dalton was lights out from 3 last year at the beginning of the season. I mean, it looked like we was about to get a star. Like it looked like we was about to have a star on our hands. That game he had against the Utah Jazz where he hit like 9 threes, and he had multiple other games as well where he was very reliable when it comes to shooting the ball. So I don't know what happened to him. I think the trade with the Mark Williams thing, I think that kind of messed up his confidence a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he can get it back with another team. But I think that Dalton can be good in this league. He has the size, he has the ability to score, and he has the 3-point shooting. So I definitely think he can be good. But it still don't take away from the Lakers drafting Jalen Hood-Schifino. Herb Jones is definitely the guy to trade for. Y'all not beating Denver? Bro, we definitely can beat Denver. Since Luka got traded to the Lakers, Denver has not beat us. You thinking we can't beat? This ain't the same team as when we had Darvin Ham, bro. We don't have AD on our team no more. Now, will it be a good series? For sure. Denver's a damn good team, but we definitely can beat Denver. Luka can play up to what Jokic can produce. LeBron can play up to what Jamal Murray can produce or Austin Reeves. And we just got to see how the role players play, because the role players were the difference, in my opinion, in all of those series when we played against Denver. D'Lo played like trash in Western Conference Finals. When you had LeBron and AD out there playing good against Jokic and Murray, D'Lo's the third option. He didn't show up. Austin Reeves was up and down. He had a couple good games. He had a couple bad games. Rui, same way. Vanderbilt was unplayable in that series because he couldn't knock down threes. So the role players were the difference. Y'all not beating Denver, get that shit out your brain? Okay, if you say so. That's like me saying y'all not beating the Spurs. They done already put BTA on y'all 3 times this year. So you can say that all you want to, and you can believe what you want. But that's the reason why you be hating on Darkman so much in Discord, because the Spurs done already put BTA on y'all 3 times out of 4 games this season. They done beat y'all 3 times already. It ain't even AllStar break. So you saying we can't beat somebody that we done already beat this season, and we done beat both times since we seen them niggas last year with Luka on our team, and y'all ain't been able to consistently beat the Spurs. So that's on you. Here you go again. What you mean, here I go again? You the one talking to me. You the one telling me who we can't beat. You always talking about me. Here I go again. You coming at me saying who we can't beat, and then I say who y'all can't beat. You saying here I go again. How that make sense? You coming at me telling me we can't beat Denver, and I'm stating the fact of y'all have not been able to consistently beat San Antonio this season. They done beat y'all 3 times out of 4 games. But here I go again? Brother, the fact of the matter is, since Luka became a Laker, he has not lost to the Nuggets. In the one game we played against the Nuggets with Jokic, he had 7 points, and we beat them by 30 in Denver. So I'm not sitting up here saying that the Lakers are clearly a better team than Denver, or we're going to shut down Jokic every single time we play him and we're going to sweep them. No, I'm not saying that. But you saying we can't beat Denver is just completely a lie. Is Denver the better team on paper? Yeah, for sure. But the better team on paper don't always win in the playoffs. They don't. We've seen that happen time and time again. There has been teams in the playoffs that have been better on paper and they lose to the other team because that other team, they make the best plays at the right time. So, like I told you, we'll see what happens. But saying we can't beat Denver when we have not lost to them since Luka came here, and then I'm saying y'all can't beat San Antonio when they have beat y'all 3 times already this season before the All-Star break even starts, and you getting mad at me, you sound stupid once again. Luka shouldn't be a Laker. Yeah, he shouldn't, but he already is. So, hey, that's a year old, bro. Actually, that's a year old today, so that's already done for. Adam Silver will get a good player and destroy another poor franchise. What you mean by that? How are you blaming Adam Silver for a mistake that Nico Harrison made? The only person that Mavericks fans can blame for the Luka trade is Nico Harrison. That's the only person you can blame for it. And he's not even your GM no more. He got fired because it was such a bad decision. So the only player that you can blame, or the only person you can blame for that, you can't blame Adam Silver for that. You can't blame him for that. How you gonna blame Adam Silver for that? Nico Harrison is the one that agreed to that trade with Rob Pelinka. It ain't nobody's fault but Nico. He didn't make the trade happen. The GMs have to get together and the front offices have to get together to talk to each other before the trade can even be sent to the front office of the league, bro. It ain't like Adam Silver is the general manager of the Mavericks and he went to the general manager of the Lakers, Rob Pelinka, and talked to him about a trade. That's not how it works, bro. The GMs have to get together, and then when they come to an agreement, they send the offer to the front office, and then the front office makes the decision. But it has to be initiated by the GMs of both teams. So Adam Silver is not to be at fault here. There has not been one trade that has been rescinded. Well, not rescinded. There has not been one trade that has been like vetoed since like David Stern has been the GM of the commissioner of the NBA. Adam Silver has never vetoed a trade. So they fixed the lottery. I mean, that's a conspiracy theory. We're not. That's not the same as Nico Harrison making a bad trade. That's not the same. We got Dallas fans watching the Laker channel still hurt on Luka. I mean, he more than welcome to watch the stream, bro. But yeah, the Luka trade happened already, dog. And it ain't nobody's fault but Nico Harrison. I don't know if Nico didn't like Luka or what, but it was a big mistake. It was a huge mistake. And it might be something that the Mavericks, well, I ain't gonna say it might not, because Cooper Flagg look like he gonna be a star. Y'all wouldn't have Cooper Flagg if you kept Luka. So hey, I guess you better be thankful for that y'all somehow got the #1 pick and you got Cooper Flagg as a future star for sure, because in a few years Cooper Flagg gonna be unguardable. He is a phenomenal player already right now, and he play both sides of the ball. He play offense and defense. And he don't have the best jump shot right now, but it ain't looking bad. Wait till you get a little bit stronger, and hey man, Cooper gonna be special. So at least y'all got another player that's looking like he gonna be special. I know you lost Luka, but hey, at least you got Cooper. Nico was Judas. I don't even know what that means. Mind you, LeBron killed Russ's career. Yeah, that's me, bro. You sound goofy as hell, bro. LeBron was not in Russell Westbrook's body, having Russell Westbrook come down the court and shoot the ball and hit the fucking top of the backboard, or not having Russell Westbrook come down the court and take a 2-for-1 shot when the Lakers are up by 1 point with 30 seconds left in the game. Do you know how dumb basketball wise you have to be in order to do that? He said after I will never forget, it was the 3rd or the 4th game of the season. That last season that Russell Westbrook was a Laker. He literally said he was trying to take a 2-for-1 when the Lakers were up by 1 point with 30 seconds to go. He came down the court and shot the ball with like 30 seconds to go and gave the Blazers back the ball. And they ended up winning that game because he said he wanted to take a 2-for-1 when you're up by 1 point. That was the play right there that just defined everything for me. That defined Russell Westbrook's entire Lakers tenure, bro. That play right there. Despite all of the other bad plays he made. And then he was making $44 million. After missing layups, missing air ball and jump shots, turning the ball over left and right, going to the hole, losing the ball. And I don't hate Russ. I'm not one of those fans that just don't like Russell Westbrook. But I don't like when people say that the Lakers ruined Russell Westbrook's career. That is not true, bro. Russ did not play well with the Lakers. I was all for the Russell Westbrook trade. I wanted it to work, but it didn't. He didn't play well. The team wasn't good either, though. The team wasn't about to win no championship. They wasn't even probably about to make it to the Western Conference Finals. Their team was dog. Their team was dog. It was dog meat. So when we looking at that aspect of the game, the Lakers were not a good team. And then on top of that, Russell Westbrook was not. People can talk about the fit, but he had plenty of opportunity to play well. He just didn't. He missed a lot of shots. He got to the rim a lot. He missed a lot of layups. He just didn't play well. That's not LeBron's fault. LeBron wasn't in his body playing for him. Nah, he wasn't no scapegoat. He was trash. I can go back and show you times of him being trash and playing like trash. I remember the Christmas game against the Brooklyn Nets, his first season. Against the Brooklyn Nets on Christmas. He went out there and shot, I think it was 4 for 21 or 3 for 19 or something like that. He was out there shooting March 19th or April 21st. That's LeBron's fault. You're going to get blamed when you play that bad. You're supposed to. You're making 44 M's, bro. You're making 44 M's and you're going out there shooting tour dates? I hope, yeah. You're going to get scapegoated. It's the NBA. You a professional basketball player. You an MVP. You on a $40 million contract. If LeBron shot that bad, I'm going to blame him. It's just the fact that LeBron not shooting that bad on a consistent basis. So if any player goes out there and shoots that bad from the field, you deserve to get blamed. Of course you're going to be a scapegoat if you consistently play like that. It's not rocket science. I got so many bad memories, bro. But like I said, the worst one was the 3rd or the 4th game of the season. His last year with the Lakers. Right? We played against the Portland Trailblazers. The Lakers were up by 1 point. Russell Westbrook comes down the court with 30 seconds left. He shoots the ball early in the shot clock because he said he was trying to get a 2-for-1 situation when the Lakers were up by 1 with 30 seconds left. But he ain't supposed to get scapegoated? Bro, make it make sense, bro. Do you know how low of an IQ player it is? For one of the greatest players of all, for one of the greatest point guards of all time, an actual MVP in the NBA. For him to do that and then stand on it after the game and not say I made a mistake, that makes it even worse. That is crazy to me. So Russell Westbrook's tenure with the Lakers was a complete failure, not only because of Russ. The team was not good either, right? The team was not good. But on top of that, Russell Westbrook was horrible. And we can just keep it real, bro. Two things can be true. Would the Lakers won the championship that year? Of course not. No, that team was not good enough. But at the same time, was Westbrook absolute crap with the Lakers? 100%. If Russell Westbrook was on a $7 million contract and playing the way he playing right now with the Kings this season, oh, we would have been fine because you would have been able to surround that team with more players, right? But the fact that Russell Westbrook was making that much money and playing that bad at the same time, and you could not surround the other stars with other good players because of it was so much salary cap taken up because of LeBron, AD, and Russell Westbrook taking up all the salary cap, that was the biggest problem. Tony, hold on, bro. Let me see if I can put your super chat on screen. Oh, so it only pops up. It only pops up as a noti. I can't keep the actual message up on the screen though. I'm trying to keep your message up on the screen, bro. Let me see something. Yo, Tony Pellettery. Tony Pellettery, I appreciate the $5 super chat, bro. Thank you so much for that, man. W's in the chat for my guy Tony for the $5 super chat, guys. My question is, are you tired of Rob Pelinka as a GM? 1,000%, my boy. 1,000%. I do think that Rob has made some good moves as a GM, but I do think that for the most part here, when it comes to not even trading for players, I think the most important part for me of him being bad is them completely missing on draft picks. That's been the worst part because if you hit on some of these draft picks, like you missed on Dalton Connect and you completely missed on Jalen Hood-Schifino. Everybody talks about Bronny for some reason as a second round pick, late second round pick, right? Everybody talks about him for some reason. Bronny is not a rotational NBA player at this point in his career, and that's okay because he is a second round pick, late second round pick. He's not a first round pick. But people don't talk about enough how bad the Lakers missed on the Jalen Hood-Schifino pick. Do you understand like how bad it was? He's out of the league right now. He just got drafted 2 years ago. So That's my biggest gripe with the front office. The trades have been bad as well, or some of them have been good. Like the Rui Hachimura trade was good. Getting off Russell Westbrook's contract and getting D'Lo, Vanderbilt, Beasley, and Rui Hachimura all in that same season. Those were good moves in my opinion. But for sure, bro. If Rob Pelinka, I'll tell you this. I am completely done with this dude if he does not do anything at this trade deadline. If Rob Pelinka does not make good moves at this trade deadline, I am done with Rob Pelinka. And I think the Lakers should be too, but I don't know if they will be. Maybe things will be different since they got Mark Walters as the owner now. And you know, they fired some of the people in the front office and things of that nature, but the Lakers should have the best staff and one of the best staffs in sports. That's not an excuse to have bad staff members when it comes to the health team, when it comes to the scouting department, when it comes to guys scouting for different players to trade for. These things should be top notch for the Lakers. This is one of the better franchises in sports history. You should have some of the best people working for your program or for your franchise. The Lakers have a lot of bad people working for their franchise, and it's shown over the last couple of years. That's the reason why, in my opinion, they don't have more championships. They should have more championships than just one since since 2020. So he was playing good at first. He was playing good at first. You can say that I'm hyping something up. That's just like you do, bro. You hyping up Matthew Golden. You're saying he's gonna be the next Jamar Chase. What did he do in his rookie season for you to make him think he's gonna be anywhere near Jamar Chase? He didn't do anything. I think he had 1 touchdown all season. That's not good enough. And just like Dalton Connect, he had great games. He had a game where he almost dropped 40 and hit 9 threes in a game. He had good games his rookie season. But if you don't play well, it can change. If you go from playing well to not playing well, it changed. Now, I don't know if the trade getting rescinded, I don't know if that changed his mental. I don't know what it is. But I do think that Dalton has potential to be an actual good NBA player, but he's just not good anymore, right? He's just not good for the Lakers. Bro, I want to know how to I don't know how to channel activity. I don't know how to put this on the screen. I thought I did it right, but I didn't. I got it to where it's just like an alert when somebody does a super chat. But I can't change it to where it stays on the screen. I got to figure out how to do that. I'll figure out how to do it tonight. I thought I did it right, but I didn't. He wasting Bron a few years, so he going to the Cavs. So the owner about to miss out on that farewell tour money and messing up Luka's MVP year. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point too, bro. That's a good point too. I don't think it's completely over with LeBron signing back with the Lakers, but I do think obviously it's a question mark, you know, towards the end of the season because yeah, I think that I'm just trying to make sure, Chad, there's not nothing going on with trades or anything like that or any rumors or anything like that. So, but yeah, I do think that it's not completely over for LeBron staying with the Lakers, but I do think that if they don't do anything to show that they're trying to win this season at the trade deadline, I do think that LeBron probably going to leave this offseason. Unless they try to figure out something where they get like Giannis or they get other good players to surround Luka and Austin, and LeBron is on a lesser deal, which I think LeBron is going to take a lesser contract if he doesn't decide to retire and he wants to come back and play another season, which he should because he's still playing at a high level. If he comes back and plays next season, I think he's going to be on a lesser deal. I think he's going to take a pay cut. He's been willing to do that the last couple seasons. Like, we can't forget, like, he was willing to take like a $19 million pay cut so they can try to sign somebody with the mid-level exception. But the Lakers weren't able to do that. They didn't sign Clay. Clay went to the Mavericks. They couldn't sign DeMar DeRozan. And I think they tried to sign James Harden as well. Those were like some of the names on the list that LeBron gave the Lakers front office that he would prefer these guys to sign and he'll take a pay cut. So it's not like LeBron has not been willing to take a pay cut, but I think he'll take a significant pay cut and he won't expect like a max contract. LeBron knows the end is near. He's not going to be trying to be on a max contract, right? So I don't think that LeBron is going to be trying to do that. I think he's going to want to try to get on a team that he actually feel like he can win. And if the Lakers do things before the trade deadline, this team can win this season. But if they don't, It's not a guarantee LeBron to sign back this offseason. Only thing is, once we do get rid of Rob, we might lose that relationship with the Nets. I mean, bro, if we lose the relationship with the Nets and we get a better relationship with some of these other teams, I don't think it's the end of the world, right? The Rob Pelinka's had a pretty good relationship with the Wizards as well. The Wizards, he made that move with Rui Hachimura. And I don't know, bro. I just think that if Rob can get included with some of these other 3-team deals and things of that nature, I think we'll be fine. You know, it's still some moves that the Lakers can make. This trade deadline that doesn't necessarily have to be necessarily the Nets. Now, I don't think you're going to necessarily make a trade with the Mavericks. I don't think you're going to be able to trade for anybody on the Mavericks because of the Luka trade. I just think that bridge might be completely burnt. Yeah, Wizards got some really good young talent. I love Justin Champagnie for this team. Justin Champagnie should be one of those type of players that, like, it wouldn't take that much to get him. And I think you should be able to do that. If Rob doesn't do anything by the trade deadline, I do think he should be terminated. I do think they should find another GM. I do. Hey, Johnny. He definitely would take a lesser contract, but I'm thinking like you, he gone if they don't make a trade. I agree, bro. Like if they don't make a trade or at least like show that they're trying to do something before the deadline, I just think that he might be gone. Unless that they do some things this offseason and he likes those things and he wants to stay. That's the only way I can see it. He can, Tony. He can. Like, for example, like the Rui trade a couple years ago. That was a smaller trade. Like, nobody once it was like made known that Rui Hachimura is available by the Washington Wizards, nobody thought the Lakers were going to jump in and try to make that trade. You know, it was a lot of people rumoring that he would go to the Raptors, and I think one reporter was saying that the Celtics were interested. It was other teams that were interested in him for sure, but nobody really thought the Lakers would be interested, and they jumped in and they went and got him. Even last season, bro, before the Luka trade, Rob made a trade for Dorian Finney-Smith. That was a smaller trade, but it was good for the team at the time. You know what I'm saying? So he has made some good trades. I will give him some credit because, like I said, I'm not a big fan of Rob Pelinka, but he's made some smaller trades like right before the deadline. That's why I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done anything yet. But like I said, the Lakers are in a good position. I think the Suns lost tonight, so they should be in the playoffs. I mean, they should be the number one. They still should be in the playoffs, yeah. Because let's see. I'm trying to go to standings. Yeah, we back to first in the division, so we should be sixth. Yeah, so the Lakers they still in the playoffs. They 10 games over 500. Austin Reeves comes back next game against the Brooklyn Nets most likely. So if you make the right moves at the deadline, bro, you can really catch momentum before the trade deadline, hopefully, and really after the trade deadline, and you'll be fine. But I think that Austin Reeves coming back, he's probably going to be on a minutes restriction. But the Nets are a good team for him to come back against, right? The Nets are a good team for him to come back against. I don't think that necessarily the Knicks were a good team for him to come back against. So we'll see what happens. But let's see. But yeah, guys, tonight's game, man, was frustrating, especially with the second half, the way they played and things of that nature. Dorian Finney-Smith and Goodwin was good for us. I miss what they brought to the Lakers. Yeah, I do too, bro. But if you look at Dorian Finney-Smith now, he is playing like trash for the Rockets, and he is completely overpaid too, bro. Like we dodged the bullet, not signing him back. And I'm glad we got Jake LaRavia too, because if we would have had Dorian Finney-Smith, we wouldn't have had the money to sign Jake. So with the Lakers getting Jake LaRavia, and even though Jake has been inconsistent shooting the ball this season, he's only 24, and he's shown to be a pretty good defender as well. And if he's knocking down shots more consistent like he has the last couple years opposed to this season, you know, you get a steal, especially with him only being 24. So Pelinka is a good GM, a corrupt GM, but a good one. Adam Silver will help him. Nah. You ain't a Lakers fan, bro. So you don't understand. It's not like that. Just because Nico Harrison made a bad trade with Rob Pelinka for Luka Doncic, that don't mean that Rob Pelinka is a good GM and Adam Silver helps him, because that is not the truth. Lakers fans know this firsthand. Lakers tax is real. All these reports that be coming out talking about the Lakers didn't get this player because the team was overcharging for him, and then those same type of players get traded to another team for a second round pick in a bag of chips. Lakers tax is real. So I think that's another reason why it's a little bit harder on Rob Pelinka. I'm not a fan of Rob Pelinka, but I do think that that's one of the reasons why it's a little bit harder on Rob Pelinka. Yeah, y'all be sure to drop a like on the stream, bro, as y'all coming in, guys. I need to figure out how to put super chats on the screen. I really want to figure that out, bro. I got it to where like alerts pop up when I get super chats, but I want to know how to permanently leave them on the screen. And I don't know how to do that. I'll figure that out after this stream for sure. We need players that fit like Ayo Dosunmu, oh my God, and Jalen Smith, who would make immediate impact. Yo, I don't know if you watch my videos, Intellect, but man, I've talked about Ayo Dosunmu multiple times. I talked about him multiple times, and he had a game the other night against the Heat. Not tonight, but last night against the Miami Heat. He had 29 points, and he had like 6 assists and like 5 rebounds. It might have even been more rebounds and assists, but I know he went absolutely crazy scoring the ball. And we need that scoring punch at times, because nights like tonight in the second half, we just didn't have the scoring punch because nobody was knocking down shots with consistency. And I'm not saying Ayo Dosunmu was going to come to the Lakers and be the best scorer on the team, but nights like tonight, he might be able to provide you that scoring punch that can kind of help you balance out, you know, those stretches where you just can't hit a shot. Getting to the rim, getting downhill, getting fouled. You know what I'm saying? Like Austin Reeves bringing to the team. With Austin Reeves being out the last couple, the last like month, he's missed like the last like 20 games. You really haven't had a consistent driver to the rim. You haven't had that. And that's hurt the team if you ask me. Yeah, that's hurt the team if you ask me. So no, the second apron rule is not hurting the Lakers. That's not true. That is not true at all. The Lakers have expiring contracts they can trade, and they have the assets to make the moves. Now, them not having a lot of picks right now might be hurting them a little bit, but when it comes to the second apron, that's not really hurting the Lakers. They have the getting guys off their books. They're fine with that. It's not like they have a lot of bad contracts on their books. That's not true. So that's not the thing that's hurting the Lakers right now. That's not what's hurting them at all. I'm not a huge fan of Okoro, but he is a very solid defender. But he's not a consistent three-point shooter. So if you were to add him, I think that you would need guys like the main target in that type of trade would have to be like a Jalen Smith or Ayo Dosunmu. And if he becomes a throw-in, quote unquote, I'll be more than welcome. I'll welcome it with open arms. But I don't think Isaac Okoro should be like some type of main trade target because he's too inconsistent when it comes to shooting the ball. And then you would just have another one-way player on your team. That's the Lakers' main problem right now. They don't have enough two-way players. They got a lot of one-way players. And I don't think Okoro, even though he can knock down occasional threes, I just don't think he's consistent. You know? So, yo, Jess, what's good, bro? Austin kind of suspect not playing tonight. Why wouldn't travel with the team if you're not going to play? Well, he's supposed to play in the Brooklyn Nets game. And to me, bro, like with the calf injury, like I said, the Lakers are still a playoff team that 10 games over 500. Austin would have been on a minutes restriction tonight. So I think it'll be a little bit better to bring him back against a team that's not very good. The Knicks are one of the better teams in the league, and they have a lot of hounds on defense. And I think it'll be a lot better to bring Austin back in the game like against the Brooklyn Nets. It's the last game of the road trip as well. So I think they're just being extremely cautious with him, and I think that's a good thing. You don't want to rush any type of calf injuries. It's not like the Lakers are just falling out of the plan right now and they need all the help they can get. Like, I think if that was the case, Austin would have came back already. But I'm not saying the Lakers are in a phenomenal position, but the position that they're in, when Austin Reeves first got injured, everybody thought the season was over. But for Austin to be finna come back and the Lakers are still a playoff team, I think that's what they needed. They needed to keep their head above water because this team is not incredibly deep at all. They're top heavy, right? So for you to be losing a guy that averages 26 a game for a whole entire month, and when he comes back, you're still in the playoffs, I think that helps. I think that's a good thing for this team, especially if they make the right moves at the trade deadline. No, I don't think so. If he was part of a trade, I don't think so, bro. If he was part of the trade, if he was a part of a trade, I don't think he would have been on the bench tonight. I don't think he would be as happy and jolly. I don't know, man. I don't think so. I doubt it, right? But I just think they're being extremely cautious with the calf. Because don't forget, he did come back. When he came back on the Christmas game, remember, he was out for like a week and a half with a calf injury as well. Now, it was a calf in the other leg. But granted, is still a calf, and he came back too early. I felt like he messed up the other calf. So I just think that you just need to be extremely cautious with this. Me personally, I thought they were going to wait to bring him back after the All-Star break. So the fact that he's coming back before the All-Star break is kind of surprising to me. But Austin gone for Giannis. If we get Giannis and no Austin, yeah, I seen that, Marcus. I seen that. That was weird. Giannis is one of the only players like him or Jokic or something like that I would be actually willing to give Austin for. But I just don't think that the Milwaukee Bucks will want Austin back because he's due for an extension. And he's going to be a free agent all season. So he might not want to be with Milwaukee and he can go somewhere else. So they could lose Giannis possibly for nothing. So, oh, what did I just do? I exited out of my live stream on accident. But yeah, guys, I'll definitely have y'all with videos the next couple days. I got y'all with a video tomorrow for sure. So yeah, let me go back to the live stream right quick though. Hold up. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Can I do it on this screen? Engage with the audience. Members only. Okay. They have lost 2 games by like 50. Who you talking about? The Bucks? You talking about the Bucks? If we lose to the Nets, then just blow the team up? Oh my God. If we lose to the Nets, that'd be bad. That'd be really bad. Now, the Nets did almost beat the Denver Nuggets a couple games ago. So, yeah, sorry, guys. I feel like I had something on my nose. But they did just beat the Brooklyn Nets they did just almost beat the Nuggets a couple games ago. So, I don't think it's going to be easy by any stretch. But it still should not be a game you lose. I would prefer for it to be kind of like the Wizards game where we just absolutely annihilate them. Saw a report that the Sixers might be in pursuit of Akumpo. Not sure if it's true. Yeah, they might be, bro. It's a lot of people that's in pursuit. But let's go back right quick, chat, before we hop on. How long we been on? We've been on for a little bit over an hour. Let's go back over here right quick and look at some of these. Wait, have y'all been able to hear this the whole time, chat? Have y'all been able to hear echo? Oh, maybe not because I don't have my audio on. It's a good thing. All right. So yeah, according to Evan Sidery earlier today, he reported that the Knicks, the Lakers, and the Suns are amongst teams recently inquiring about Pelicans forward Saddiq Bey. Over the past month, Bey has averaged over 21 points a game, 6 rebounds, about 3 assists while shooting 44.4% from 3. Bey is generating strong trade interest during his hot stretch. I don't see why the Pelicans wouldn't trade him. I don't know. Maybe they won't. They are a bad franchise. But if the Lakers can somehow get Saddiq Bey, I would love it. Because the Lakers can make 2 separate trades for like some of these lower tier, quote unquote, wing players. And it really could help the depth of their team. And it really could help out like the overall versatility of their team as well. And not be so dependent and so top heavy on your starters. Bey and Messi, what would it take to get them? That would probably take a first round pick. I don't think it should take a first round pick just to get Saddiq Bey. Maybe he is driving his trade value up enough to where it's going to take a first round pick for them to trade him. I don't know. But if you can get Messi and Bey, I would definitely trade a first round pick for that. For sure. Like, no question. So I already read that. I did, bro. I fixed it to where like somebody donated a super chat earlier and it pops up on the screen, but I can't get it to where it stays on the screen. So I did it wrong. So I got it as an alert. It pops up when it's an alert when somebody does like do a super chat. It's just like, I thought it was to where it would stay on the screen. It doesn't stay on the screen. It just pops up temporarily and goes away. So I don't know exactly. I'll figure it out. Trust me, I'll figure it out. I'll do it tonight. I promise you I'll do it tonight. I'll figure it out to where I'll get it right. Don't worry about it. But yeah, guys, as y'all coming in the stream, man, y'all be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new. And yeah, man. So Y'all let me know, guys. I'll be on for a little bit longer, but y'all let me know who is the player that y'all want to trade for. Since we got a few more viewers in here now, who is the dream target y'all think the Lakers should go after or y'all think the Lakers are gonna go after before Thursday's trade deadline? We have 4 days into the NBA trade deadline. It's only been 3 trades so far this season. Would y'all have tried to go for V. Krejci, the sharpshooter that played for Atlanta Hawks that got traded to the Portland Trailblazers today for seemingly nothing? I think he went for like 2 second-round picks and like Duop Reith or something like that. And then the Falcons, the Hawks ended up cutting Reith. I think he's injured right now. So basically the Falcons, why do I keep saying the Falcons? The Hawks, they just got 2 second-round picks for V. Krejci. That's it. He's a great shooter, bro. He's a great shooter, and he has size. So, Sammy, what's good, my boy? But yeah, bro, Sadiq Bey and Ayo, oh, that would be a home run hitting. That would be great. You wouldn't get like a solidified starter, though. Maybe they could start. Let me ask y'all this, chat. I'm going to make a poll for it as well. Let's do something different. Start a poll. If the Lakers acquire Sadiq Bey, would he be a starter? So yeah, y'all be sure to vote on that poll. We'll go over the stats in a minute. But yeah, y'all be sure to vote on that poll, y'all. But yeah, I want to know what y'all think. If the Lakers were to acquire Sadiq Bey, would he be a starter on this team? I would start him. He's starting right now for the Pelicans, and he's playing phenomenal. I don't think he's a lockdown defender by any stretch, though. I don't think he's a great starter. So I don't know if you would start him when Austin Reeves come back, because you might be in the same position that you were in when you had Rui Hachimura starting alongside Austin, LeBron, Luka, and Aiden as well. So I would probably prefer him to come off the bench when Austin Reeves come back. I don't know. It's hard because I think that the Lakers are going to try to trade for a more defensive-minded type of player that can knock down some threes and he can be the starter. But it was also a report that came out earlier, guys. Now, I don't know how credible Rob Murrows is. Some people were saying he's credible. He has some good sources. And he's not just like a troll account. And then some people were saying he was. So, according to this report from him, he said the Lakers are still in discussions on Miami Heat forward Andrew Wiggins. So, if the Lakers were to somehow get Andrew Wiggins, that's the starting caliber wing that you need. So, I don't know if that's true or not. Oh, Michael Porter Jr. would be phenomenal. He's not a great defender, but I've seen him play good defense at times, especially in the playoffs against the Lakers. He's been a good defender at times. It's not like he's not capable of defending. But Wiggins and Herb Jones are the ideal type of wing players that you need on this team. Wiggins and Herb Jones are those ideal type of players that you need. Those are the type of players you need. Use the expiring contracts for Gafford, Najee, and Clay. I don't think the Mavericks will do that. I just don't think the Mavericks will do that, bro. Let me see what y'all got. Y'all the comments right quick. If the Lakers could somehow get Khalil Ware and Andrew Wiggins, that would be crazy too. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't know if you'll be able to get both, but maybe you can get Andrew Wiggins though. Wiggins could be. I don't even really look at Wiggins as a backup plan, bro. I really look at Wiggins as like, why is my screen like that? Okay, there we go. I don't really look at Wiggins as a backup plan. I look at him as like one of the guys that should be one of the primary options. I look at Wiggins as one of the guys that should be the primary option. Okay, so far in the poll, y'all are saying that Sadiq Bey should be a starter for the Lakers. So who would be y'all starting five then? Let me ask y'all that. Who would be y'all starting five? Because I want to know who would be in the starting five for the Lakers if they were to acquire Sadiq Bey and he was a starter. Who would be the starting five? Y'all let me know. Yeah, he should. Yeah, he should. But Miami want a first rounder. Yeah, they do. I don't know if the Lakers will be willing to get. Maybe if they get multiple firsts, like that one report that came out a couple weeks ago, if they can end up getting multiple firsts, maybe they'll feel a little bit better about giving up a first round pick for Andrew Wiggins. I would then at that point. Luka Reeves, Babe Bron, Aiden. Okay, so basically he would take Jake LaRavia's spot. Okay, I mean I think that would be good. MPJ gets boards too, which we lacking because of DA. Bro. Chad, that's another about tonight's game. DeAndre Ayton looked phenomenal in the first half. He looked good. He was catching lobs. He was getting rebounds. He was playing good defense on Towns. He got an and one. He went to the free throw line, knocked down some free throws. So maybe it's true, y'all. When we get him involved earlier in the game, it helps his motor. Like, I don't know, bro. It's hard to judge because he's shown that he can be good. He's shown that. But at times he's shown that he's extremely low motor as well. Damn, Desmond Bain ended up getting... Okay. Oh, Desmond Bain definitely cashed that. Okay. Oh, let me see what is Jalen Tyson doing? Oh, you got to be kidding me. All right, chat. Let me see. Luka, I already read that. Can Babe play 3 or only 2? No, he's more of a 3. He's more of a 3. He's more of a small forward than a shooting guard for sure. He's like let's look at Sadiq Bey right quick. He's more of a small forward than a shooting guard. For sure. Yeah, that's what he's more of. OKC is up on Denver by 12 right now. In Denver. Let me see. Yeah, so he's averaging 16 a game this year. How tall is Sadiq Bey? He's 6'8", 215. He got really good size. He's only 26 years old as well. Like, Sadiq Bey could be a part of your core. Like, if you were able to trade for Sadiq Bey, you would be getting a player that can be a part of your core and really be like a part of your group that can grow alongside Luka. Like, Sadiq Bey, he can start, he can come off the bench. Like, he's one of those players that you do want to keep around. And he's on a dirt cheap contract. Look at his contract, y'all. Look at his contract that he's on. Let me show y'all his contract. It's dirt cheap. He's making $6 million over the next 2 seasons. $6 million over the next 2 seasons. This is phenomenal. This is chef's kiss. These are the type of players you want to trade for. Nope, not a bad contract. Could be a starter. Very productive. Imagine how the open looks he's going to get on this team. And then if you can figure out a way to get him without giving up Rui, that would be even better. Oh, really? Peyton Watson in the offseason? See, that's the type of player the Lakers need to go for. I've seen all of those reports about that, and I mean, that would be great, man. If they tried to trade for and actually ended up getting ended up signing Peyton Watson in free agent. And it's going to be a lot harder for Denver to retain him because they have all these other guys that need contracts and have contracts already on their team. They need to try to free up some salary and some cap space. So that's the reason why they traded Michael Porter Jr. for Cam Johnson. So the Lakers might be able to pry him away from the Nuggets. He is a restricted free agent though, so it's going to be a little bit harder to sign him. But they might be able to do it because it's going to be a lot harder for the Nuggets to actually try to sign him back. Connect for Bay money works? Nah, it doesn't. Connect is only making like $4 million. Let me see. So you definitely would have to trade one of your expirings for him. Yeah, you definitely would have to trade one of your expiring contracts for Dalton. I think he's making $4 million. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, $4 million. So you would have to include another contract or another salary, which is I'm fine with. Like maybe they'll take another one of these expiring contracts off our books, and you can trade Dalton Connect alongside to kind of like sweeten the deal up a little bit. I would love that. like if you traded Gabe Vincent as well as Dalton Connect and you got back like Jose Alvarado, I think that'll be a very good trade. And you obviously Sadiq Bey would be the main piece in that deal. But if you did that and got back Sadiq Bey and Jose Alvarado, because Jose Alvarado, even though he's a little bit smaller than Gabe Vincent, he's the better player in my opinion. I just think that Jose Alvarado is just a better player than Gabe Vincent. They kind of bring you the same things, like pesky defense, shooting. But I think Jose Alvarado, I just think he would be more consistent. I just think he's a better player. I think he's a more consistent player than Gabe Vincent. Now, we'll see if the Lakers traded for him, we'll see how he plays in a more pressure situation where you're playing on a playoff team. You're playing for the Lakers. You're on a playoff team. If y'all make the right moves, you got championship hope. So we'll see how he play if it was in that situation. But Lakers not making the playoffs? Okay. Yeah, all right, buddy. If the Lakers stay healthy, they're making the playoffs. Yeah, he do. He got he do that Grand Theft Auto stuff too. He come up behind people and sneaking up behind people or sneaking up behind ball handlers and taking the ball. He does that too. Now, chat, let's talk about this right quick. There was another report that came out earlier about the Lakers targeting DeMar DeRozan before the trade deadline because they think that the Sacramento Kings are going to go in the fire sale. That would be one of the dumbest trades that we could possibly make because DeMar DeRozan, there's no way he could start for this team. There's no way. Now, if you were to trade for DeMar DeRozan and maybe he was willing to come off the bench to provide you some playmaking and some scoring off the bench, I would be okay with that, I guess. But that would be such a bad fit. It's no way the Lakers are actually targeting DeMar DeRozan. Right? That would be a very bad trade. Yeah, I think so too. And he's good at times. He's good at times. Bro, did Naquan Tomlin not play at all in the second half? I think Jalen Tyson covered his points and assists. I think he needed 21. Yeah, he did. He got it. Yeah. Oh, he got 24. How does he have 24? He must still be in the game. Naquan Tomlin might get back in the game, though. They're up by almost 20. He might get back in. Hopefully he does, and he go down there and score. I need him to get one more point or rebound. What is the chance of Lakers trading for Quinn Grimes? We were talking about that earlier, bro. I do think that is a good chance that they could happen. Because the Sixers are... Well, I don't know. I think that Quinn Grimes could possibly get traded. I just don't know exactly if Quinn Grimes is going to get traded to the Lakers. Hold on, chat. But yeah, chat. Yeah, man. So I do think that Quentin Grimes has a chance of getting traded. I just don't know if he's necessarily going to get traded to the Lakers. But I am going to make a video tomorrow, chat, about 2 different scenarios on what avenue the Lakers could go to get some pretty good moves going for them before the trade deadline on Thursday, since, you know, they did miss out on DeAndre Hunter and Keon Ellis as well. So y'all be sure to hit that subscribe button, guys. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. For right now, guys. I got you guys with a video tomorrow, and I will be back live again on Tuesday for the post-game show for Lakers and Nets. But if any news happens, guys, I got y'all with the breaking news. I have a video up, or I'll probably go live if we do trade for somebody, or if something does impact the league and could help the Lakers. I'll have a video up on it, and I'll have a live stream if we do trade for somebody. But I'll have a video tomorrow for sure, and I'll be live again after the Lakers and Nets game on Tuesday. Love you guys so much, man. Thank you guys so much for watching today's live stream. Y'all be sure to hit that subscribe button if y'all are new. Drop a like on the video or on the live stream, and I will catch you guys tomorrow with a video. Peace. Y'all have a great night, chat.